Hey guys, what's up? Kyle Krieger here. So thank you so much for tuning in today. We're gonna do a Q&A video. It's been, I don't know, a long time since I've done one of these, and these used to be like some of my favorite videos to do because I get to engage with you guys online and you guys send in really funny questions. So thank you for doing that. So yeah, let's get started. Colin asked, I saw you in the Audi jacket. Are you a good driver? So Colin's talking about my Instagram where I shot a photo in this jacket. Actually, I have it right here. I brought it out. This jacket that Audi gave me, they put my name on it. It's so amazing. And then this is the front. It's so cute and it's like just black, so of course I love it. And I recently went to New York to do a job with Audi, and we work together sometimes. And they brought me to this Grand Prix like Formula E race. I had so much fun. And basically they had a car in the race and we got to like get up close and personal with the car. And then we sat in the stands and watched the race and it was just like, and I was just like, what? Who is in first? Like I have no idea who's in first and I couldn't really follow the race. However, had a great time. So that's the most important thing. I think I am a good driver. I mean, my friends would sometimes say I can be a little bit aggressive, but you know, for the most part, I'm a good driver. I like being in the car. Like I drive an Audi, I drive a Q5, and I love it. And so I always had like the sunroof open, and the windows are down, and Luna's in the back seat, and we're like jamming to music. So I feel like I make good decisions because I like being there. The only time I get upset is when people are sitting at a stoplight and like not going through it when it turns green because they're texting and driving. We all promised Oprah that we wouldn't text and drive. If you're sitting at a stoplight and you're texting and driving and you're not going through the stoplight, I'm gonna honk at you. What are you looking forward to most about your trip to Florida? And how terrible is it to live so far from your girls? So y'all the ones that got traded to Orlando in the middle of a swamp, in the middle of Florida, in the middle of a humid summer. So I'm not real excited about that. It is terrible to live this far from you, but y'all not make it real easy, and that's the real tea. Anyway, it's hot. I'm so excited. This will be my first Orlando Pride game in August. I'm gonna come to a game. The thing I'm most excited about is seeing the area in the stands that's a rainbow for the Pulse victims. That is like my #1 goal. So you worry about winning, I'm gonna worry about cheering, and it's gonna be a hoot, okay? So I'm real excited, can't wait. If you see me there, give me a wave. I'm a little socially anxious, so don't come say hi. Too much stress, anxiety. Did you change Luna's name to Tuba? Well, after I named her Luna, I realized that everyone in LA also named their dog Luna. She's named after Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter, and I got her on a lunar eclipse, so I thought it was just perfect. So I call her Tuba, Tina, Tuba Corn, Tuna. Since you want to go to film school, what kind of movies are you planning on making? I want to make stories that have an impact, like a social impact, whether they be based on race or sexuality or gender, or LGBTQ, you know, stuff that highlights and amplifies marginalized voices, you know, disenfranchised, underrepresented voices. There's enough white stories being told, and I think it's important to tell other stories. Similar to Moonlight. Like Moonlight was such a beautiful film about what it means to be a black man and a gay black man, and I just like thought it was so incredibly done. So films like that inspire me, like Ang Lee films like Life of Pi or even Brokeback Mountain, like that type of beautifully done LGBTQ story. Those type of stories interest me, and I would love to learn how to tell them. What is a major turn down in a man when starting to date? Going into a date with someone who says like very ignorant things. So if you were to sit down at dinner and you would say like, oh, I'm just like not into black guys, or I'm not into Hispanic guys, or I'm not into like what, like if you're gonna shut off a whole entire race, like that to me is just like racist and annoying, and like I'm just like not here for that. If you're gonna like, if we're gonna hook up and you're gonna get into bed with me and you're gonna ask me about my STIs, but you're gonna say like, oh, I'm clean. No, that's not cool, because that implies that people who have an STI or have HIV are dirty. And like, that's just not true. You know, that's just putting more emphasis on the stigma that is out there. And I feel like I want to eradicate that. If they're Republican, if you're like have a different political view than me, I mean, I could work it out, but if you're an anti-Trump one, if you voted for Trump, we can't date. I just have no tolerance for the bigotry and hatred that comes out of his mouth. I just don't want to be involved with it at all. So if you voted for Trump, then that would be a huge turn off, and I would be like, check please, like I'm out of here. How do you deal with anxiety and depression? My quick solution is to call or text my friends that I really trust and that care about me and just tell them about what I'm feeling. And it's nice just to get it off my chest and to vocalize it and to get it out of my head where it loses some power. But I'm trying to figure it out too. So I don't even really have the answer. If you want, leave me in the comments below about what you think about it, or you know, the things that you do to help you get out of these things, and maybe we can figure it out together. What has single-handedly been the strangest thing that has ever happened to you? So the strangest thing that ever happened to me, one time I think in Richmond, where I lived with my friend Heather, is we lived with a ghost. And I know that sounds crazy, however, a few things happened. One time we were cooking dessert and Heather was holding a bowl of pudding. And the pudding was on the counter and she was just gonna turn around behind her to put it onto the island where I was sitting on a bar stool. So as she's turning around to put it, it gets launched out of her hands as if it was like hit from her hands and then splatters all over the far wall. And it's just like everywhere, like chocolate pudding. And I'm like, what just happened? Mind blowing, it was everywhere. I was like, holy sh. A minute later, as we're like cleaning it up, that we turn around, the scissors are moving on the counter and then they're just like fly off the counter into the next room. I was gagged, terrified. If you were in the military, which branch would you want to go in and what would you like your job to be? I'd want to be in the Navy. And then if I had a job, I would want to be the doctor that gives the other seamen physicals. That sounds so creepy. If you could only eat one food the rest of your life, what would it be? Almond butter. Do you have any advice on relationships in your first year of recovery? Yeah, don't get into one, okay? You don't want to date anyone who thinks that you're a perfect person to date now when you're healing and recovering, right? Anyone who would want you now doesn't necessarily have your best interests at heart. When did you feel the proudest in your life? When my sister won a World Cup. Hello, best moment of my whole life. Do you shave downstairs? Do you mean groom your pubic area? Yes, I take care of it. It's something that I feel like most people should be doing. Would you rather have a great relationship with terrible sex or a terrible relationship with terrific sex? I'd rather be single. If you were stranded on an island with 3 US soccer players, can't be Allie or Ash, who would it be and why? Okay, well, it would be Crystal Dunn, Sydney LaRue, and then Tim Howard, so we would have someone to stare at. Would you be willing to cut someone's hair while you are shirtless? I mean, if the price is right, I'll do anything. Almost anything. Would you rather lick peanut butter from between your own toes or someone else's? What? I would just not want to do that. What are you talking about? Please. No, cat that. That's not gonna make it. That's so gross. Okay guys, so thanks so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want, subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @KriegerHair. Make sure you leave comments down below. Let me know what you guys do for your anxiety or depression if you have that as well, and we can get through it together. Also, yeah, I'll look for you guys in Orlando if you're gonna be at a Pride game, and I'll see you soon. Mwah. Bye guys.